All right, so we are going to come with me to the southeast to the next area over here. And the suppressive fire leads right into the basic squad movement. Oh, shit, I'm sorry. Turn around, turn around, turn around. I forgot to do the formation thing. It kind of leads right into the basic squad movement a little bit, but first we're just going to go over a little formation training. Now, formations, we're not going to go crazy. No serious squad or anything in this game is going to go crazy like they do in Arma or yell at you for not being in the proper formation or this and that. But there's one thing in common from pretty much all the good squads that I've noticed when they play together. When they come in, they instinctively kind of form up into one of two loose squad formations that they move about the battlefield and engage the enemy in. And they'll instinctively put themselves in these on purpose. So I want two people to my left going towards that OP to the northwest to line up off my shoulder with a 10 to 20 meter spread between people. Yep. Go ahead off my right casual, go to 10 to 20 meters away from me, off to the 150. Yeah. Let's see. Chaplain, go ahead. Yep. Keep going. Now stop. And now go to your 308 about 10 feet. Yep. There you go. Very good. Okay. This is a very loose formation. This will be the line formation. Raider, you would, in this situation where you're at, you'd probably run up to the left here on the left side of Chaplain by where that little dirt path is over here. And whatnot. You take your position off that left side of the line and fill up the gap. Move up and get into a line with us. And there you go. Now, this right here, if you are, say, moving through Hyrcan Forest, you know the enemy is coming from, say, due north. Instinctively, these squads usually will get into a line like this spread, so no one grenade or one tank round or bullets could take any two people out in one hit. You want to make sure to minimize casualties the moment you take contact. If we're spread like this, chances of one machine gun burst dropping a couple people is severely less than if we were a lot closer together. They could easily just swipe and just strafe a couple rounds and take out a few people. So that's the main reason for the spread. The second reason is if you know where the enemy's coming from, at the moment of contact, you want the maximum amount of firepower downrange at the enemy as possible. This formation right here does this. So the next formation, Oddball, go ahead and take point for me out to the northeast there towards the enemy. Yep, go about 20 meters ahead of me and get right up there. I'm going to stand in the middle here. Raiders, come to the back right here where I'm jumping. Yep, Gunner, you're going to be right by me to my left or right. And yep, you stay right there, casual. Now, if you're moving, say, through Hyrcan Forest or something like that, dense forest, and you don't exactly know where the enemy's coming from, you kind of know they're in the area and they're causing a lot of havoc, experienced squads will kind of instinctively, may not look exactly like this, but they will instinctively get into a formation something like this. Johnny Gunner, you might even move a little closer to me, but then again, it's all loose. It's not going to be exact like military. This is called a squad column or a tactical column, depending on what year you looked at whatever training manuals or went in the service, whatever you want to call it. But this is designed so the unit can take contact from any direction, no matter which direction. If somebody calls enemy infantry due west ×2 at the hedgerow, we can all turn due west and lay fire on the enemy instantly. If we called enemy west, I would, in the middle, would move up as the squad lead, take the center pivot point of the unit, and you guys would basically fill out the line by, you take Oddball's cue, he's moving up right to the right of the guy next to me, and then you move up to the left of the guy on this side, and fill up the gaps, and you guys start moving in and encircling the enemy. And that's basically how a lot of the good squads move without even realizing they do it. And this is how they'll move through the forest, especially the forest, and engage shit. Everything changes a little bit when you get into close quarters combat in, say, like Carentan and stuff like that, to where a lot of the movements in those type of situation is a lot of bounding, leapfrogging, and like Overwatch situations, which we're actually about to get into now. So come on and follow me. And yeah, don't be nervous to ask questions either. I want the feedback, and I want different things I may not have thought about or something you may not understand. That's fine. So, all right, let's move over to the bounding area. Texas and 11. Oh, 11 show Texas where to go. So again, this is literally just for demonstration purposes. This spot, you may actually come into a time in game where you might have to push through here, but it's definitely not going to look the same because this map's all changing. I simply chose it because it's not so large an area that we get lost in it, but it's got a little bit of cover and the Germans are going to be right up here at the hole. So the next section we are getting to, it's called bounding and flanking, also known as leapfrogging, moving overwatch, or the buddy system. This is a fundamental military tactic of coordinated movement within a unit. Simply put, the tactic is to have at very least one, preferably two people from the unit providing cover and overwatch while the main group advances towards an enemy position or while pulling out of an active area while performing like a strategic withdrawal or any other such maneuver. Flanking depends on fire superiority and suppression, what we went over earlier in communication. Without those things, it will not work. You hear a lot of people in game like, all right, I'm going to go flank the enemy, and they run around the entire edge of the map and end up coming up behind. I do it all the time too. I'll come up behind the enemy like 10 minutes later and just sweep through the area and clear it. That wasn't a flank. I just went around and surprise attacked the enemy from behind. A flank is keeping the enemy's heads down and advancing through in that area and taking the enemy out from either a side or wherever. The kind of changes sometimes during the flank, but the raw basics of it we're going to cover here. As you get better with your squad, you can kind of go over more advanced ways to flank. The one big thing in the military, when you come into especially like combat situations, no plan ever survives first contact. So no matter how much you practice something, no matter how much you go through it and go through everything, nothing is going to go as planned, and you're going to have to go back to the raw dog basics of it. And that's what this is right here. So Germans, can you take position at the opening in the wall, please? Let's see, Johnny Gunner, and let's get Oddball up here with me. Johnny Gunner at your position back where you were with the MG before. Oddball up with me. All right. When I call contact, Oddball, I'm gonna call a right flank. You're gonna go around this little wooden fence and flank to the right. I want you to get your first position up by the bricks right up there to the right, and you're gonna say set. And when you do, I'm gonna move up, take position, and then I'll let you know I'm set, and then you're gonna continue your flank to the right, Oddball, and start taking out the one you can see on the right side while the rest of us move up after. And I'll work on the left one from my side. So, all right, this is real simple, real basic. Say scenario, I come around the corner here and I see old German sitting there. Is like contact, 2 Germans at the break in the wall, 205. So suppression fire, Johnny and our chaplain, you guys can just suppress the fire. Yep, start our flank. Oddball is moving.
Reload.
Let me know you're set when you get to cover.
Set.
All right, Oddball set. That means I'm set.
Reloading.
He can move up. He's taking suppression duty, and I'm able to move up the right side. I can get up into position and call set. Now Oddball can move. I took out the one on the left under the cover fire because they're focused on the base of fire. We only have the one on the right to worry about. And there we go. This can be done in very varying amount of circumstances, using different cover. Takes many forms when it goes on. Always stick to your cover. Always use the side lanes of whatever you're doing and make sure that suppression is on point. The raw maneuvers of flanking, like bounding, this was basically an overwatch position. This is the very basic way to do it. You have a bounding way where Oddball would have moved up and taken a position and then taken over cover fire, and Johnny and myself, all of us would have moved up. But that is more advanced and very situational, because normally in a suppressive situation, you do not want to pull your overwatch off of an alleyway or a visual lane that he's watching. Like if you're watching down an alley in Carentan, he just may have seen enemy infantry go to the right and he knows exactly where the dude may be popping out. So you don't want to pull that cover off of that position, and you'll want to move up your people as far as you can without letting him leave that position, so he can keep that sight lane open and that people suppress there without having to explain it to somebody else. So this is literally the raw basics of it. You can get into way more advanced movements of it to where you move up just a little bit right to the next piece of cover, then Johnny would move up and stop it like the wagon, then I'd move up again, moving up just a little bit. And it all depends on what kind of contact you're taking, but that gets really complicated and gets people overthinking, and that's when mistakes happen. So just keep it simple and whatnot. Now with the smokes and grenades, now I wanted to leave this out a little bit just because it was like a more of a tactic than just a more of a basic training, but I guess it can fit. So grenades and smokes. The big thing is with smokes, do not throw them at friendly units or 15 feet in front of you unless you're literally just trying to escape and withdraw or whatnot. Smokes are meant to smoke the enemy position so they can't see, so we can advance with clear line of sight to their position. So you want to try to save the point. Like we get to this point and we cannot pass this hedgerow at all without getting shot. We can't maintain and achieve fire superiority because every time we stick their heads up, they've got the fire superiority. Throw the smokes out, and there's a chance in that the smokes, we might be able to move up, get some people set into position to start sending lead down range. Pretty much for the most part at 150 meters with the M1 Grand, you're going to get negligible bullet drops. So you're not going to really have to account for much on terms of drop it up to about 150 meters. 200 and above is where you're going to start encountering drop. So at about 150 meters with the M1 Grand, don't even really worry about accounting for drop. You aim for the head, you're pretty much going to hit the head.
Okay.
So I think I will start. Let's start with oddball right there on the left. Make sure you have a full clip and take your time. You got, good 30 seconds in between shots and whatnot. Take your time and feel free to fire when ready.
All right.
Shoot for which one's, according to us, which one's the medic of you guys over there?
He's prone.
Left.
I'm prone, laying right behind him.
Okay, so the one standing up, oddball, go ahead and shoot at the guy standing there with the binoculars. Okay, you're a little high.
No,
I
you
think
hit
I
me.
hit.
Oh, you did? Oh, that bullet went right through you then. Okay,
Ooh.
nice shots. Good shots. Good shots. Yeah, he'll be able to res him real quick and get him up. And bam. There you go. Go ahead and stand up. So that's two hits then.
3,
Yep.
4.
That was like a miss. You're a little high, I think.
Six.
There you go. Nice. Did you have one more round, oddball?
I
that
think
it?
that's it.
That was a, yeah, that was a.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I was going to say that's 7. I think you got one more round. No? Oh.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, it was 7
Okay.
of 8.
Yeah, I was going to say it was 7 of 8, but you did get 6 hits already, so you qualified as marksman, basically, according to my thing. Oddball, I probably wouldn't have much tips to give you at this, other than I'd urge you to want to try at 500.
Hit.
Okay, not bad. Honestly, I think you just rushed a couple of your shots. Were you going for head or center mast?
I was going for head.
Going for head. Okay, so the distance that you thought you need to go just a little bit more. It's not a lot more, but I'd say, depending on the size of your screen, maybe 1/8 of an inch, if that. Not even.
Roger that.
Not probably that's 1/8 of an inch, probably too high. Good shooting. Not very nice. Okay. The only thing I'd say is, you notice he's still standing at a lot of those. You were shooting a little low, so whatever you were thinking the drop was, it's a little bit more
Roger.
on that, so you can bring that up a bit. Okay, casual, go for it.
Hit.
Honestly, I think you guys are pretty decent shots. You know what it's at. I'd try to even push your engagement range a little further. So, I mean, even on your own, if you'd wanted to practice this and whatnot, practice even pushing it back further to 500 and whatnot, or even 400, and get comfortable shooting at that range. Were you all aiming for the head?
No.
No,
Yeah,
you're just
no.
aiming to hit.
I was, yeah.
Okay.
I was aiming for center mass.
Okay.
I was just waiting for the entire body to be covered by the middle part of the, the site.
Right.
hurt.
So everybody was pretty generally good. Casual, your shots were pretty solid center mass shots, most all the way around. Johnny, yours, like I said, were just a little low, so your compensation could just up a little bit more. Oddball and Chaplin, yeah, take your time a little bit more.
Copy.
Now, you had an idea of how far you aimed to have above them for the 300. Just adjust now for another 200 meters.
Okay.
All right.
I think I got
On-
one more.
What size monitor did you have?
I have a 34-inch ultra wide.
34. Okay, cool. Go about a 16th to a little bit over a 16th of an inch above his head.
You know you're getting technical, double.
Mm-hmm.
That was a hit.
There you go. Where was it? Could you tell where the impact was? Well, you're not dead, so I'm assuming it was
mid-waist.
Mid-waist somewhere. So you can adjust a little bit more than a 16th, just like a 16th and fucking 32nd.
Hit.
There you go. Hell yeah.
2 out of 8 hits.
Mhm.
That's still not bad.
Yeah.
At 500
Did I-
meters, you
Yeah, that was a hit,
still
buddy.
at 500 meters, you still scored enough for a kill shot on somebody. So that's good. I think this is just I like use this as a good starting point to at least just show people it can be done. Getting comfortable with it now is up to you to be able to practice this over a little bit more to get better at those long range engagements.
Typically,
So-
I'm shooting that far. I'm usually playing as a recon unit.
Yeah, well, I mean, typically, no, you may not always shoot at that range, but it's good to know you can.
Double, I've got a question for you.
Okay.
Do you know, do they actually model each individual bullet, or is it just calculated where the bullet would go? You know what I mean?
I don't think they've modeled
Hit.
each individual bullet. As far I think with actually ballistics, they did change that because that's hit scan is there is no actual physical projectile in hit scan. It just kind of that, like you just said, it just kind of you shoot and it says, okay, the bullet hits here because
Okay,
you
got
shot. You know what I mean? There is a projectile. It's not like Tarkov where the bullet's in your fucking gun that you can see, and that's the physical thing that goes like that. It spawns at like the chest level. Basically, it's weird.
Okay.
The bullet kind of. So it's that's why you get the clipping and like this head glitching shit works and whatnot. Like you'll try to head glitch something, and you'll notice you'll clip through it because your camera isn't actually where your head is. My model's the same size. Stand next to somebody. My model's the same size, but if he stops looking down his sights, like you stand up straight next to me.
Move to your right. I can't see you. There we
Whoever
go.
this is, oddball, stand up straight next to me.
Oh, that was close. That almost hit me.
Oh, that's weird. His character model looks a little taller than you.
Hit.
That's weird.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he is taller than you.
Yeah, I was gonna say like this guy right here. My head height, what I'm viewing is out of like looking at his shoulders. So like the camera's lower than your head. So when you actually are looking up and you try to like peek out or peek up over something, your head showing before you think it is. So
Really?
be careful of that.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
slightly.
That makes a lot of sense. So you're saying the vision is from your, like, what, belly?
It's like the top of your chest, basically.
Top of your chest. Okay. Huh.
Like under your head, kind of. It's weird.
Interesting.